Good morning, everybody. It is 10 o'clock. I'll call to order the License and Variance Board meeting for Wednesday, December 28th, 2016. My name is Roy Acree. I'm the fire chief here in the city of Smyrna. To my left is Scott Stokes, the Director of Public Works. To his left is Mary Moore, the Director of the Library. And in front of me, to my left, is Christiana Craddock, the Executive Assistant to the City Administrator, and she'll be responsible for the meeting minutes. First item on the agenda under Section 3 business is 3A, a public hearing, privilege license request, LIC 2016-16, beer wine package 18, LLC DBA Smyrna Food Mart with Kitst Girna as agent. Is the applicant present? Could you please step forward to the podium? Step forward. Just to the podium, ma'am. Right. Yes. Say your name, please. Kadist? Okay. Okay, so, thank you. So you have applied to hold the privilege license for this business. Are you the new owner for this business? Okay.
Yes, partner.
Can you explain to this board your responsibilities? Are you the manager of the business? Are you physically there working in the business, or are you not?
Actually not.
Okay.
I'm just a partner.
I'm sorry?
I'm a partner.
Okay, so you're the partner. Okay. So who operates the business?
Oh, my partner, he's right here.
Okay. So he's physically there?
Yeah.
Can you speak? I have questions because we're going to contemplate whether or not you can be the registered agent for beer wine package for this business, right?
Yeah.
So we want to know about your business. We want to understand how you train your employees. The city of Smyrna takes the responsible sale of alcohol seriously. So can you, or if you cannot, can the business manager come in and talk to us about training that you have for your employees, your point of sale system, that type of thing?
Yeah. Can he explain?
Yes.
Okay.
If you could, sir, please state your name.
My name is Zindala Tasfay. I'm the owner of Smyrna Food Mart LLC, Maba business. I work more than 5 years in convenience store. I know about beer wine and wine, the law and regulations. I'm gonna follow the rules and regulations, and I'm gonna do the correct ways. I know that.
Okay. So can you talk to us about, so you work at the store, is that right?
I work.
And how many days a week approximately?
That's 7 days.
7 days a
Yeah.
week? Okay. Do you have other employees?
My wife.
Okay, that works in the store?
Yeah. She work only 2 days.
So what's your, do you have a policy on the responsible sale of alcohol? Do you ID people?
Yeah, we got ID. Me and my wife, we got ID, the wine and beer license, and I just took the training last week. I'm gonna write down the policy. I plan to write down the policy.
Okay. What about your point of sale system? Does it require that the person working the register enter a date of birth?
In the system, the register, they don't have that kind of system, but we have day and month. We got the formats.
I'm sorry, in 4 months?
Yeah, we have the format, the date of birth. We got the formats, and we follow that formats.
Okay. Could we have the applicant back up, please, ma'am? If you could come back up to the podium. Are you the registered agent for beer and wine for any other business? Or
You mean other than this store?
are you the registered agent for any other business?
No.
Okay, so will this be your first time as being the registered
Yes.
agent?
Yeah.
So you've received the proper training
Yes,
for this, and you've got your certificate for that?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Any questions for the applicant?
So this store, you're the owner, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Or one of the owners of this particular store, correct?
Yeah.
When did you purchase this store?
Actually, he is the owner.
He's the
I'm a partner.
You're a partner.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is your first venture as a partner on any kind of food store or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. What is your full-time job now? What do you do for a living right now?
Actually, I'm working at men's warehouse.
So you work
Yeah.
You work at a men's warehouse store. Okay. So you will have really no function at this particular store other than just a partner.
I mean, I do.
But you don't work at it.
Yeah.
Correct.
But
You do not.
sometimes when I'm off the other job, I can come then I can help him sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you understand the full responsibility of holding this particular license for this establishment.
Yes.
Okay.
And Ms. Gierna, just to follow up on that, regardless of your actual day-to-day responsibility at the store, if this board were to vote to approve this, you will be the registered agent.
Yes,
You
sir.
will be personally and professionally responsible.
Yes,
Right.
sir. Yeah.
So that means that the store has to do whatever they have to do to ensure that they do not sell alcohol to minors. And the City of Smyrna Police Department does conduct undercover compliance stings to check to see if stores sell alcohol to minors. And if they do sell to minors, then the person that makes the sale goes to jail right then. They're arrested right then. And then if that were to happen, then you as the registered agent would have to come back in front of this board and explain to us how that happened. Okay?
Okay.
Any other questions for the applicant? This is a public hearing. If anybody is here that would like to speak on behalf of 3A, please step forward. Mr. Cox, I'm sorry. I forgot to call forward staff. So I'll call up. You can have a seat, ma'am, for just a second. I'll call staff, Mr. Jim Cox.
Just Jim Cox, I'm the business license officer. Just for peace of mind, both Mr. Tesfaye and Ms. Cadiz Gurney took the course together.
Right.
So although he's not going to be the registered agent, he has been certified with the alcohol management. So that will be a big help there.
Right. And the Smyrna Police Department did perform the appropriate background investigations.
On both individuals.
And they found nothing that would preclude the issuance of
them
this
getting the
license.
license.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Again, this is a public hearing. If there's anybody here that'd like to speak on behalf of item 3A, I ask that you step forward now. Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve license LIC 2016 Quest Beer Wine Package, 1828 Spring Road. Meva Business LLC doing business as Smyrna Food Mart with Cadiz Gurney as agent.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? A verbal second as well.
Second.
We have a motion that's properly seconded. Any further discussion? If not, I'll call for a vote. Motion passes unanimously 3-0. Next item on the agenda is 3B, V16-078, public hearing, variance request to allow new construction on lot of record below minimum zone requirements, land lot 526, 0.313 acre, 3495 Dunn Street for Ms. Bonnie Horner. Is the applicant present? Could you please step forward? And for the record, could you state your name?
Yes, my name's Bonnie Horner. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Below the minimum square footage requirement that is do in this area on 3495 Dunn Street. It wasn't a problem earlier when I was going to add on to the house. However, that became such a project that we decided to tear the house down. And apparently I need 15,000 square feet, and my lot is 13,654 square feet.
Right.
So I don't plan to build a McMansion. I'm building a one-story house, 2,100 square feet. So I've talked to all the neighbors, and I'm within my variance requirements. And I have a picture of it, the lot on the lot placement and the house, if you'd like to see it.
We've seen that as part of the application.
Okay,
We have that.
right.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Sit down.
Any questions at this time for the applicant? Okay. I'll call up city staff. Joey.
Joey Stobbs, Planner 2 with Community Development. The applicant is requesting a variance at 3495 Dunn Street. This lot is 13,654 square feet in area, and it's zoned R15, which requires 15,000 square feet in area. There was previously a house on this lot that was demolished, so now the any grandfathering that was previously on that lot went away. So when Ms. Horner submitted plans to build a new house, we instructed her that she would have to go through this process in order to build the house. So that's what we're doing. Staff is supportive of the variance request. It's just below the minimum lot size. It meets all the setback requirements, impervious coverage. There'll be a tree plan requirements for this. All of that is compliant. So there's nothing on this lot that would give us reason to deny the request. Signage has been posted. All of the adjacent properties have been notified, and we've recommended approval with one condition, just a regular standard condition. Approval of the requested variance shall be conditioned upon the development of the property in substantial compliance with the site plan and elevation submitted with the variance application.
So Joey, just for the sake of clarity, at some point years and years ago, this property and their area around it was zoned R15, which means it's, even though it had the older house, but now because they're going to demolish the house and build it new, then, but it does, you said it falls within all the setback requirements, as proposed right now. So
Correct.
And I know that this board has approved similar variances in the past. Any questions for staff? All right. This is a public hearing. If you're here and would like to speak on behalf of item 3B, I ask that you step forward now. Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to for hearing variance request, allow new construction on a lot of record below minimum zoning requirements, land lot 526.313 acres, 349.5 Dunn Street, Bonnie Horner.
Second.
That was a motion to approve, just for the record?
Oh, yes, motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve that's properly seconded. Any further discussion? If not, I'll call for the vote. Motion passes unanimously, 3-0. Next item on the agenda is 3C, public hearing variance request V16-079 to allow increase in accessory structure size from 25 to 50% of primary structure, land lot 375, 0.236 acre Paul Willis Lawn Master Outdoor Living for Nancy and Brent Cheser, located at 2453 Glendale Circle. Is the applicant present? If you could please step forward. Good morning.
Morning.
For the record, could you please state your name?
Nancy Dickerson.
Good morning. So could tell us, now I know that you have two actual variance items, this one and the one that we're going to hear next that talks about the side setback reduction. So just kind of tell us, give us an overview of what it is that you're requesting to do on your property.
Well, when I originally bought the house, 12 by 12 storage building, it sat very close to the property fence, the fence between myself and the neighbor to the right. We moved the storage building back approximately 15 feet to be able to accommodate this outdoor structure. We didn't push it closer to the fence. We just slid it back to make room for this structure. So I'm told I need a variance because of the setbacks, because it's so close to the fence. The second variance, I think they're kind of tied together.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that in just a minute. But so on this first one, what is it that you want? You want to build a what I would call a roof structure with no surrounding walls that's
correct.
Connected to
It's an outdoor pavilion, something that you would have a family gathering under, and park under in inclement weather. That would be good too.
Okay. Any questions for the applicant?
Looking at the site plan or the aerial photography,
Mm-hmm.
this your backyard area, and you should have, I guess, do you have, I guess, what you submitted that shows the house from there?
Yes.
What is that all back there? Is that concrete? Is that paving, or what's back there?
There's slate gravel, which has assisted with perk. The property, the house sits at the bottom of a hill.
Okay.
So if you look off to the left in the backyard, there's Burbank Circle, and when you go down Burbank Circle, it's a hill. So we are at the bottom of a hill. So we have put in a couple $1,000s worth of landscaping and trees, and about, I don't know how many tons of slate gravel.
Okay, so most of that material in the backyard's gravel then.
Gravel and grass, yes.
Okay.
Pine straw and lots of plants.
So you're not planning on paving that area?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, it'll stay slate. It's serving a purpose. We had a problem when we had a lot of rain a few years ago, and had to put in a system under the house to keep it dry in the event we had a major rain, and it's working.
And then, so this first variance is for the increase in accessory building size.
Right. Yes, sir. We would like to connect
So you're going to connect it. How are you going to connect it?
a breezeway so that it all looks together.
roof.
Yeah, just a breezeway that you can walk under to get from the patio structure to the storage building.
All right, thanks.
Make it aesthetically appealing.
Any other questions for the applicant? Okay, at this time I'll have comments from staff. Joey, if you could just have a seat right here up front for us.
Nice to see you.
Applicant is requesting a variance at 2453 Glendale Circle for increase in accessory structure size from 25% to 50% of the primary structure. The subject property currently has a 12 by 12 storage shed, and they're proposing a new 26 by 24 foot structure to be attached to that existing structure, and that would those two connected together would exceed the 25% maximum for accessory structure sizes. Total, it would be about 50% of the primary structure, because the home is about 1,500 square feet or so. We've analyzed the adjacent properties. There are similar structures, and there are structures of similar size in the adjacent properties, so it would not be totally out of character to have a structure that large. I think, plus, because there's no walls on the structure, it's not a big imposing structure by any means. So The adjoining property, just directly adjacent to it, is buffered by a fence and existing vegetation, so that kind of provides a barrier from these structures to that property. And there's nothing within 30, 40 feet of that proposed location on that adjacent property. So we don't think there would be any negative impact from this structure being built. We've posted signage and adjacent properties have been notified. We've heard nothing, no complaints. So we've recommended approval with one condition, that the variance be conditioned upon substantial compliance with the site plan submitted with the variance application.
Thank you, Joey. Any questions for staff? Okay, thank you. This is a public hearing. If anybody's here that'd like to speak on behalf of item 3C, I ask that you step forward now. Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve variance request V16. Restructure use from 25% to 50% of the primary structure, land lot 375.236 acres, 2453 Glendale Circle, with one stipulation that the approval of the variance request be conditioned upon the substantial compliance with the site plan submitted with the variance application.
Second.
We have a motion that's been properly seconded. Any further discussion? If not, we'll call for the vote. Motion passes unanimously. Next item is 3D, public hearing variance request V16-080, allow side setback reduction from 10 to 2 feet, land lot 375, 0.236 acre, Paul Willis Lawn Master Outdoor Living for Nancy and Brent Chesser, 2453 Glendale Circle. If you could please step back to the podium. And again, just for the sake of order and the record, state your name.
Nancy Dickerson.
Good morning.
Good
So
morning.
this is similar to, this is the same project that we just learned about.
Yes, sir.
And do you have anything else to add to the comments that you've already made?
No, sir.
Okay. So are there any applicant or any questions for the applicant right now? We'll call back to the podium staff to talk about the need for the side setback reduction, please. Joey.
This request is a side setback reduction 10 feet to 2 feet. The existing storage shed is approximately 2 feet and is proposing to attach the new structure to it in the same location as the existing structure. So therefore, this old non-conforming structure and the new structure would need a variance from 10 feet to 2 feet.
Any questions for staff? Thank you, Joey. This is a public hearing. If there's anybody here that'd like to speak on behalf of item 3D, I ask that you step forward now. Seeing no one, I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve item D, V16-080, public hearing variance request. Allow side setback reduction from 10 feet to 236 acres. Paul Willis for Nancy and Brent Chesser, 2453 Glendale Circle.
Second.
We have a motion that's properly seconded. Any further discussion? If not, we'll call for the vote. Motion to approve passes unanimously. Last item on the agenda is 4A, the approval of the minutes from the December 14, 2016 meeting of License and Variance Board. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes of the December 14, 2016 meeting of the License and Variance Board.
Second.
Motion to approve the minutes from the last L&B meeting is properly seconded. Any further discussion? If not, we'll call for the vote. Motion passes unanimously. I will adjourn this meeting at 10:21 a.m. Thank you. Do you know the new Greek restaurant in the